still muted.
I'm still muted. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's up, folks, and welcome back. Barry P. here with Mark from OnlyFins. We're back for another live stream. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. And
Yeah.
we are going to start off with a little bit of a story. I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was about mid-October. I dropped off for about 2 or 3 weeks. There was a lot going on, but one of them had to do with a copyright claim situation that I had with YouTube. And it had to do with the on my videos all the time. And which was kind of weird because I got permission to use that track about 4 years ago from the original artist. And who was making the claim was not the original artist. So I went to their channel. It was called Alafante. Uh, Kind of a weird channel that takes other people's music. They put a rap track on top of it. It tends to be the same rap track on every single thing. They just make sure that the BPM is pretty much the same, or uh, up the BPM, lower the BPM a little bit for it to match. And then they copyright claim other people's material. This is a regular thing on YouTube, and it's getting more and more regular. Uh, there are a lot of scammers out there. And the basic end to it, which is really stupid that they hit me because I'm not monetized, is that if they put a claim on your video, the money that you would make on YouTube then gets diverted to them. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with that stuff. So anyway, coming from the other part of YouTube that I spend a lot of time with, I know an awful lot about copyright claims and copyright strikes. And one of the things that can come from copyright claims is if there are multiple from the same source, it can turn into a strike. And if you get struck before you get monetized, your channel is cooked. You're done. So I attacked it in the same way that a lot of the people that I deal with in my other YouTube activities deal with it. And as soon as I did that, the very next thing that I saw was this. Good news. After reviewing your dispute, Alafante has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. Uh, the response that brought this on was that A, I am licensed for this material, and B, this is not you are not the owner of this material, and if you continue to do this, I am going to report you to YouTube. And because your original response when you get a copyright claim or a copyright strike, YouTube doesn't see it. The claimant sees it. And then they decide whether or not to escalate it. So they decided not to, so there's good news on that. So the very next thing that happens, 2 weeks ago, Mark and I did a stream and featured a small portion, about, what would you say it was, about 4 minutes or so?
Maybe.
Yeah. Of a one rod, one reel video where he was fishing in downtown Frederick in a place that he probably shouldn't have been. And we paused it, we made commentary, we did all that stuff. And at first, I was a little bit miffed. I was like, I can't believe that One Rod would do a copyright claim, on something so insignificant. I mean, I think that live stream got a total of like at under 100 hits.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I don't think he would do that. So I started looking into it, and it was another outfit, and I'll get to that in just a second. That outfit was called Broadband TV underscore entertainment. So I did some Googling around for them. Broadband TV is the only thing that shows up. Broadbandtv.com is basically a Canadian internet service provider. And that didn't make sense to me. So I started looking around for them on YouTube, and I found a channel that has zero content whatsoever. It turns out they are the offenders. And it's pretty clear, it was, at least at the time, pretty clear to me that unless they were the management company that has something to do with Guggen Squad or One Rod himself, there's no way that this is coming from him.
Right.
So, the first thing I did was this. There it is. So, when you get this type of claim, this is a good way to outline it. So, number one, I have a reasonable suspicion that the claimant does not actually own the claim material that I'm disputing. The named claimant, Broadband TV Entertainment, has no presence on YouTube, zero videos, or anywhere else on the internet. I have contacted the actual owner of the material via email, One Rod One Reel, and I'm awaiting a response. I did subsequently get a response, and they said, "Yeah, no, that's not us. Let me have a look at this." That was a few days later. In the event that this is a claim by the legitimate content owner, and this is what's important here. For live streams, when you're doing commentary on other people's stuff, it's actually perfectly legal. The portion of the live stream that covers the claim material consists of a very small percentage, 2 minutes 19 seconds, of a 1 hour and 41 minute live stream in which commentary was offered by all participants during the playback of the claim material. This constitutes fair use under DMCA, which is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It's federal law. And there are so many people that do this, especially like in news situations. A politician makes a ridiculous comment. People go, they make videos about it. It's perfectly legal. There's no problem with it. So this is where I get nasty, and I asked that the claimant rescind their claim and be reminded that YouTube terms of service prohibit false copyright claims, particularly because the claimant is quite likely not the actual content owner or interest holder of the claimed material. This is particularly important in this case because that particular video of One Rod's is currently sitting at 6.9 million hits. So it's a big video.
Yeah.
And if it was One Rod's people doing it, it's important for me to make the number two defense there, because this is perfectly legal. But if it's not One Rod's people doing this, then screw you, you're way out of line.
Yep.
So One Rod's email address, he didn't necessarily address it specifically, but said, "I will look into it." And the very next day, I get this. Good news, after reviewing your dispute, Broadband TV Entertainment has decided to release their copyright claim on your YouTube video. So, just wanted to let you guys know that. If you are starting a channel, if you are well into a channel and you're doing live streams, you use anybody else's material for commentary. You have to use it for commentary. You can't just take their video and put it on your channel. That's ridiculous. Nobody would do that, and you'd be a complete dick if you did. But if you're doing that, for the purposes of like what we did last week, Live to Fish, Joe from Live to Fish, we used some of his video. We used another video to talk about the Hellraiser, and we made commentary on what was going on with that and how we felt about their impressions of it. That stuff is perfectly legit. So if you run into a situation like that, please, email me at barrypfishing@gmail.com. I will give you the template to you basically just fill in the names and the claim is going to be released. Anyway, with that said, let's try to get into a little more trouble here. I don't know if anybody has seen this. This is an old video. I think it goes back 10 or 12 years. This is Drew Gregory getting attacked by a goose. Let's go.
Oh, got one. There he is. Not a big one, but it's hung up in grass. Feels a lot bigger than he is. He's hung up in the grass.
Yeah, but that male's not going to be friendly.
Yeah. That was kind of funny.
These things are going to get hooked before it's all said and done.
Yeah, it was kind of amazing. They were just kind of hanging out with him as he was fishing.
Yeah.
They keep acting dumb like
I think
this.
they were waiting for some food or something.
Right.
That's one way to go for a swim.
Yeah. Turn that down just a little bit.
I haven't actually seen the goose bite him yet, though.
No. Have you ever been bitten by a goose?
No, ducks, but no geese.
Apparently geese, those rows of teeth are gnarly.
Hmm.
I don't know anything about it, but I don't want to know anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, herons, when they get interest in me, when I'm in the kayak, there'll be one behind me, and I'll just be sitting there fishing, have the camera rolling, and you just see me do it's like every 5 seconds. What the heck is that guy gonna do?
At least you had the presence of mind to keep his paddle from going away.
Right. Or, yeah, I mean, it's either that or keep it in your hand. One or the other. But, yeah, it almost seemed like he just wanted to hang out. Well, I just wanted to hang out on your back, man, get a better view.
I just got attacked by the geese. Oh, God.
This gets kind of funny.
Crap. I might need a little help here. Getting back in.
I actually think going in the water was the smart thing to do.
Over my head.
Yeah.
Ah, stupid geese. Hey.
That's funny.
What'd I do to you?
What did I do to you? Just hanging out over there. You still hear them in the background. They're still there. Yep, right there.
Jeez. Oh, man, the last thing I thought would happen to me today. What's he saying?
That's great.
Isn't it? Alright, remove that one, remove that one. Whoops, nope, that was the wrong thing to do. Yep. Here, let me do a little cleanup on this. Got way too many windows open on this.
I mean, that's
All right.
one of the things I like about kayaking is you never know what you're going to run into out there. You get to see all kinds of wildlife, but sometimes it doesn't turn out very nice.
You do. There was I had a pretty spectacular moment, and it was there was a period last summer that was, I think, we were between the highs over the course of about a week. Were between 95 and like 102, 103
Oh,
with our gnarly humidity over here. And at the tail end of the, I mean, just everything was dead. The rivers, no fish wanted to eat. It was just ridiculous. I didn't want to be out there. But then there was a really nice cool down. And, got into a couple of evenings that were, I don't know, like 50, 55 degrees. And it cooled the water temperatures down. I remember at the beginning of that, because video series while that happened or right after it happened. And a couple days prior, at the peak of that stuff, the water was 89 degrees in the Monocacy River. And 2 days later, it was 78. And that woke everything up, including all the wildlife. It was amazing. And there was a super, super narrow stretch that I was going down to. You pretty much have to walk a kayak through it. And 4 or 5 deers go crossing the river up into the woods. And about 15 seconds after that, a bald eagle goes flying over. It's like, you got to be kidding me! Come on, it was totally awesome.
yeah.
That was great. All right, let's talk about the outlaw for the last time. We're gonna put the outlaw to bed tonight. I'd say almost figuratively and literally.
Literally, yeah.
Some of you probably saw my recent video on my little mini disaster out on the local lake where I got the outlaw hung up on a stump, and it was a pretty nasty situation, particularly because and this is something that I wanted to explain, because a lot of people said, well, why didn't you just call somebody? There's a good reason for that. On that lake, they close the gates at dusk. You have to have your ass out of there. And there was no way that anybody that I knew that would be able to get there, get their stuff set up, paddle their asses out 3 miles to where I was, us get everything free and get out of there. So that was a situation where it was either I handle it myself or I call 911, because I was stuck. There was no way I was getting off of that log without removing my 160 pounds from that kayak.
Yeah.
And Mark, tell the people that don't know about the rule of 120.
So the rule of 120 is basically you want to add up the water temperature and the ambient air temperature. And if those two numbers add up to 120, you're good. But anything below 120, you need to be wearing a dry suit. Otherwise, you can get hypothermia really fast.
Right. And I think I was adding up to about, if I remember correctly, it was about 107.
Yeah, I think that's what you said, yeah.
And when, after I got out of the water, it became very evident that hypothermia was setting in. And that was, I like the Outlaw for the main reason that I like the Perception Outlaw is the stability. That tri-hole design is remarkably stable. You can practically do a waltz on it.
Yeah.
But as a result of that design, it's slow. It doesn't turn well. Even on a lake, the only way I'd want to tool around a lake on that thing is with a motor, and that's what got me in trouble in the first place. I was motor top speed. If I'd have been paddling in that situation, the kayak probably would have just bounced off of that log.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
that's where I really ran into trouble. I did something very stupid. But that combined with the fact that it's absolutely useless on a river with any amount of current, because you just can't turn the thing. You can't put yourself in pockets or behind pockets where you know there's going to be fish. By the time you get there, you're already so far downstream. It's I'm not going to be able to fish that hole. So pretty much useless on rivers. And after that, there are a bunch of things that I can think better to do on lakes that aren't going to put me in that same type of pickle.
Yeah.
So that said, your thoughts, Mark, other than...
I mean, I agree completely. You know, I tried it on fast water, and
Yeah.
man, the best you can hope for is just to keep yourself straight.
Right.
Forget trying to go anywhere. You're going wherever the water takes you.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that aspect of it. Even in the, rivers have, they have slack areas and everything like that, but leading up into, kind of swifter stuff, yeah, you've got to use everything you have to keep this thing straight, to keep it where you want to go. And, I mean, a lot of the rivers I do, it wouldn't be a big deal hanging up. You just get out. You're only in a foot of water. You just get out and get the thing loose. But I mean, the big issue is the maneuverability.
Yeah.
And yeah, at any rate, that said, now that we've talked up that kayak so much, you should know that if you want to buy one, you can contact either Mark or myself, because ours are both for sale.
Yeah.
And that's about it on that subject. I think we're pretty much done with the Outlaw, no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was great to learn on. It is pretty much a floating couch. It's really comfortable, but
It is.
man, you better be using it in a little pond or something, because
Yeah, and it's super, super stable. I mean, it is amazingly stable, but that's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned,
that's the only selling point.
it's really the only good thing it has going for it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we have put that to bed. Let's not speak of the Outlaw again, except for, of course, if anybody wants to,
They should have
buy an
called
Outlaw.
it the in-law, because it's miserable.
Yeah, right. All right. Another quick one for you. Mark, you ever see Hondo?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you what I feel is the absolute best scene in it whatsoever. And here we go.
Oh, yes, I have seen that. Yeah, I love that.
Where's your mother?
Need water, Chris?
Any luck?
Not a bite this morning.
Oh. You see where the sun is?
Up there.
Yeah, on the back of your neck. You're casting a shadow. If you can see it, the fish can see it. Always fish with the sun in your face. Yep.
All right. I got to kind of disagree with him here. I would be fishing the shady bank.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's yeah. As far as, this is terrible fishing advice, but the video's hilarious.
Other bank's the place. That is, if you want my opinion.
Gosh, Emperado, I want your opinion. But Mama won't let me go over there.
Why not?
I can't swim.
You can't what?
I can't swim.
How old are you?
6.
Help him, he can't swim.
Time he learned. Everybody should swim. Just reach out in front of you and grab a handful of water. Pull it back towards you. Not too fast. That's the way I learned.
Yep.
And now here's the other funny thing is at this point, yeah, he's on the other bank for the better fishing, as Hondo put it, but he doesn't have a rod now.
Yes, no rod, yeah.
I did it, Everardo! I did it!
Good.
Well, how will he get back?
Swim.
Well, he might drown.
Well, then you go get him.
Well, I can't swim either.
Bye. Yeah, that is great. I've always loved that scene. I didn't remember the name, but
Yeah, it is sometimes used as little comedy breaks, and in fact in videos. Well, it might not be a bad one. A fishing commentary video, actually.
yeah.
But yeah. All right, so since your last outing to what lake was that?
Graystown.
Graystown. Anything else?
Nope.
Nah.
For 22, I think my season's pretty much done. I'm going to try and get out to Randall's fishing and chilling event here after Christmas, but that's about it for 22. I'm trying to get everything lined up and ready for 23.
Gotcha. I did get out. Oh, geez, when was that? I think it was Saturday. Out to the Monocacy. Water temp actually came up to a nice and balmy 40.5 degrees. And so I was basically trying to hit seams, see if I could attract some smallies on the way up, and just keeping an eye on the water, because this is a good time for carp.
Yep.
On the Monocacy. I've historically found 40 to 50 degrees just red hot fishing. And so I found a couple of pods of them, just, kept on going. And by the time I got back down, it was, maybe half hour, 45 minutes later, let them settle back in.
Yep.
And got into, and I believe you're totally right, and a couple of people have agreed with you that was a red horse sucker on the very first cast that I threw a dough bait that consisted of nothing but, was it flour, cornstarch, strawberry jello mix, and water. That's it. Just balled that up on a little treble, and boom. The only problem was that I had made that mix probably a week and a half before.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was falling apart.
Yeah.
A little too early, and sometimes even falling apart on the cast. So I was like, okay, I got to do this another time. And then the other thing that I had going on was my same thing as the other kayak. The front port on that thing was acting funny, and it wasn't charging the camera. So I was like, well, I'm not doing anything out here. I'm not even filming anything. The other thing that I could have done out there was a few rod and reel reviews, but I was pretty much out of camera juice, so gave up on it. So, but I think I'm going to do that again pretty quickly. We got little rain coming next couple days. Hey, Road Reality, good to see you here, buddy.
I would love to get out there. I just don't have any cold weather gear, so.
Yeah. And that was important. I have some, and it was more related to, I tried to start surfing about 5-6 years ago, and I don't know if you've seen any of my snowboarding videos. I'm pretty solid on a snowboard. But yeah, the surfing thing, I just couldn't grasp it. But anyway, I did have some neoprene for that, and it's nice because they're separates, and it's, you know, you don't have to do the whole thing with the back, and it's not a pain in the ass to get off. And it's all it's 2 mil stuff, and between that and the frog tog waders, man, I was actually at one point I was standing in the water for about 15-20 minutes. And I was perfectly comfortable in 40-degree water. So, so I'll probably do a couple more trips out there, but not sure.
I'm considering filming my hunt next week with my son. I know a lot of these fishing channels kind of switch to hunting this time of year. Mm-hmm. But I might film it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make a video or not.
Yeah. You can always, you know, produce it and do it unlisted or something like that. Yeah. I don't think that could possibly hurt your channel. With me, you know, my other big interest is snowboarding, and the second I put up a snowboarding video, you know, if I do that in, you know, late December or whatever, I'm not kidding. That's the routine. It's like, no, we fish here. we don't do that stuff. So I still film it, and I put together little unlisted productions, you know, for whoever I'm with, you know, and tell them, hey, if you want to post this on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, you go right ahead. Yeah. So. But, that's pretty much the way. And, Road Reality, thank you. I'm going to get back to you on the video stuff. I do want to talk to you about the color correction project that you're working on. I think I've got a couple of pieces that you can work with. And I will, next time out, use those settings that you like. I generally don't like to use the flat profile because and OnlyFins, Mark here can attest to this, when you're editing a fishing video, it turns anywhere from 50 to 100 clips, separate clips. And even like in Premiere, if you put an adjustment layer on that, it's not going to work because you've got different angles of sunlight and everything like that, so you pretty much have to adjust every single clip. It's a super big pain in the ass, and so our best practice is to get the cameras cooperating with the conditions that are present and just deal with it. That's pretty much all we can do, right? I mean, unless I suppose I could spend 40 hours editing a video, but I really don't want to. I spend a lot of time color correcting. I have, for some reason, I tried filming in log, but the X2 does a great job of that, but the 1R just insists on switching back to vivid color profile. And I don't know I don't know why. Every time I turn it off and back on, it defaults right back to vivid. So have you looked at the X3 yet? I have, and I'm going to get one. It's just a matter of when. Right. So I might get two of them, actually, because they have that half-inch sensor like the 1R, so I know it'll be better video. But that's one of the over-the-winter things I'm trying to get lined up for 23. Road Reality. I use Resolve, but I created an adjustment clip to do color correction and then just dial the composite back until the finish. Yeah. Do you use Resolve too, Mark? I do use Resolve, and the nice thing about that is once you have one clip set, you can just scroll your cursor over to the next clip and
click on the center wheel, and it'll apply that to the next clip automatically. So you can just zip right down through them.
Right, you can do that with Premiere too, but I guess what he's saying is dial the composite back. Okay. That I definitely want to see. Yeah, that I definitely want to see.
Yeah, there's kind of like a window below your screen, and there's a line on it. You can kind of drag that line up or down until you get everything.
That's me.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Tab. Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. And yeah, I don't know if you saw, I sent you an email earlier. When I after I hop off of this tonight, I'll send you an email with the drive thing and a couple of clips that you can use. Excellent. Cool, man. How we doing? All right. All right. So winter fishing. Speaking of winter fishing, let's hit this guy. This is oh my God, what's his name? Oh crap! Give me just a second. Well, let's go ahead and start it, and I will
Momentary brain block.
Yep.
Riverman. That's it.
Riverman. Yeah, Riverman TV. This dude, he's got about 1,500, but just judging by the trees, everything else, and the time of year that this video was put out, which is about this time last year, I think he's in our region.
It looks a lot like it, yeah.
It sure does. It sure does. You know, there's still few little things hanging on to the trees. But yeah, it's pretty much done, and the water is cold, which is how it should be in a river this size.
All right, guys, what's up? We're out here on the river doing a little cold water, what I'm gonna call winter wading. It's December 1st. This water is cold. Ponds are starting to freeze up. Lakes aren't quite there yet, but things are definitely slowing down. So my goal today is going to be to dispel a popular myth, and we're going to call it a myth because I think it's a belief that a lot of people hold that isn't necessarily 100% true, and that is that you have to fish deep in the wintertime, even in a river situation, in order to catch fish. And what I'm going to attempt to show you guys today is that that's just simply not true. There is a specific kind of water where you're going to find more fish in general, but it doesn't necessarily have to be deep. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's go ahead and keep fishing our way up this river, and we'll dive into what we're looking for. All right, so let's take a look at the part of the river where...
Now, if he managed to pull this off, this video, without making this intro after the fact, and actually... Never mind. He did. That's pretty cool.
Fishing in right now. Up ahead we have a little riffle, and we can see that from downstream looking up that the current is pushing off towards the right side there. And in the wintertime, you're simply probably not going to find fish in that current. Now, the little eddies up on the side of that ledge rock, that might be an area where you're going to find a smallmouth bass hanging out in cold water. And that's because they don't want to be in the current. Or if they want to be near the current, they're going to be on a current seam, not actually out in it. What I'm looking for today primarily is an area with a current seam, and that current seam also backs up to a larger eddy that has a little bit of depth. Now, it doesn't have to be super deep. There are spots in this river that are much deeper than what I'm standing in, and those spots might have current, they might not. But the point is that you don't always have to look in those deep spots to find fish this time of year. I think if my hypothesis holds true, we're going to be able to find fish in an area that is relatively deep. I mean, maybe 3-4 feet. Not what a lot of people would define as deep in a river. We're going to be able to find them there on a current seam or next to one in that slack eddy water. So just for example, riffle here, current over there, I would be looking right in here and you can see that this water is moving a lot slower. I would call this a fairly big eddy. And depending on the time of year, we're gonna find fish either closer to the current seam or further away from it. And so I'm gonna keep slowly fishing my way up. This might not be the spot, it might be. We're gonna look for more spots like this.
I find this to be not a whole lot different from what you would do in the
summer.
very, very dog days of summer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Fish on. Stay on, baby. Stay on. Is it a smallie? It's a smallie. Decent little smallie. Nothing crazy. Come on now, guy. All right. We are on the board with a fish. Nice. Little guy, but hey, go back home.
Tell you what, the media mod and just a little even I don't know if I ever the lavaliers in my video. It's well, hold on. Where is that? Sorry. This is my front setup, and this is the lav. This is a $15 Movo lav. The thing sounds freaking spectacular, and this thing usually sits between 3 and 4 feet away from me.
Right.
But yeah, when you have that thing clipped to your hat, you just dial it back a little bit and post. They sound amazing, man.
All right, so let's talk about where that fish was, because he was exactly in the spot that I thought he was going to be, and that is, we have current over here on the left side, right? It's creating a current seam right down here, kind of about in the middle of the river. He was sitting not too far off that current seam in this slack water, and I'll walk up there here in a little bit, but it is not that deep up there. And I guarantee if there's one fish there right now, there's multiple fish there. Now, are we going to catch them? That's a different question. But did we find fish in the wintertime in shallow water? Yes, you do not have to fish deep. I know from many fishing trips that that spot up there is not deep. And yes, I knew that spot prior to coming out here, but in the wintertime it proves the point. It proves the point that you need to find fish, oftentimes by current seams, near slack water, and it does not have to be 8 feet deep. It does not have to be 10 feet deep. It doesn't even have to be 5 feet deep. Up there, that's probably literally 3.5 feet deep. And there's a lot of areas that are over 3.5 feet deep in this river. So see if we can get another one, drive the point home.
Yeah, and this is where I was like, if he managed to do this after making that intro, that is awesome. But yeah, you can clearly see that it's getting dark at this point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, he did. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Every time I try to do an intro like that, I can't prove anything that I'm trying to prove.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Fish on. There we go. A little better, maybe? Oh yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, that's a pretty nice one. On the tube. Come on, guy. Yep. There we go. That's a little longer, not too much. A little better, maybe, probably close to 15, a little shy. Give me one look.
That's a great shot.
Oh yeah, it was good.
It's like the fish is. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, right.
One last look before we get him in the water. Be free. So that one was a little further out, closer to the current seam. So again, let's break that catch down. We got current over on the left side of the river. It's pushing that way. And because it's only pushing really to that side, it's creating this whole slack water area here. And following the current seam, now I'm snagged. Following the current seam up, we've been finding fish along it, but also a little further in the slack, a little closer. Kind of depends on their mood for the day.
See, this is what I always worry about. You either got to break off or you got to go get it, and then you're gonna spook everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, obviously, you're gonna do better when you're, in a river like this when you're casting upstream.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody debates that. Anybody that's done both, you can't really debate that.
Yeah,
But yeah, the big downside is that you get a lot more hookups with rocks and stumps and stuff like that when you're doing it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so like in this case, I think he gets it free, but what do you do at that point? It's, well, I either have to intentionally break it off or go get it and probably screw up this hole.
I think I'm gonna break my tube. But as I was saying, fish have been, I don't know if that was one or not. Fish are spread out in the slack water area, some closer to the current seam, some a little further away. So my point isn't that you can't find fish in deep water, you certainly can. My point is that you just simply don't need to find fish in deep water, only in the river time. Now, is there a time and a place for fishing deep on those deep holes with very little current in the river? For sure, definitely. But right now, beginning of December, the water's got to be in the high 30s, I would imagine, if not mid 30s. Don't overlook areas like this. It's nothing too complicated. It's a classic smallmouth location. Don't forget about it in the wintertime.
That's it.
Nice current seam right here. There's a fish. First cast.
Yep.
Pretty good one.
And for me, when it's not ridiculous, I'd be taking every bit of this water here.
Yeah,
you find a spot like this, it's perfect. You got a riffle there. You've got, you got the seam. You got the slack. And every bit of it is probably holding in decent water temps.
Yeah.
But yeah, dog days of summer, or not late, but winter. These are the places to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a money spot during the summer. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you betcha. Yeah, especially right along the seam. I mean, they're just going to be sitting there lethargic, just waiting for something to just pretty much to go right in front of their face.
I think a lot of people get hung up on the temperature dictating where the fish are going to be. And while that's partly true, you got to follow the food because that's what the fish are doing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, if you're not seeing bait fish or craws or anything like that in water like this, you're probably not going to do very well.
Nope.
But then again, you could go 100 yards downstream and it might be chock full of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's very, very true.
That's the biggest part of fishing, though, is actually getting on the fish. You got to find them first.
Exactly. Yeah, hooking into them is easy, but they got to be there.
Decent. Okay, buddy. Chill out. All right, small guy. First cast, though. Gotta be another one.
Great little video, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his content. He's got a lot of good stuff. He does kayak fishing tournaments. In fact, I think that kind of spells it. I think one of them was in our area. Yeah, he did. It was something on the Susky.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in our area. So this is, I know a lot of my audiences, yours probably too, Mark, are kind of in our area.
Right. Yeah.
So this is kind of a clinic right here. And his channel's his channel link is in the description, because I got to give credit where credit is due. This is a great video.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
definitely.
10-minute clinic. 10 minutes, right? Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So, okay, I think we're getting ready to close it out, unless you want to do a little road rage.
That's up to you, man. It's your show.
All right, we can do it. Just because it's fun. Folks, if you have not seen Dashcam Lessons, it is a great channel for funny traffic stuff, mainly because
Welcome back, guys.
we'll get into this a little bit, and I'll show you why this is probably the best car crash traffic douchebag channel that there is.
Hope you'll enjoy today's video, too. Stay safe.
All right, first off, it gives you the location. Murraysville, Pennsylvania. So, you know, of course, shout out if you see your hometown. All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but that guy had like...
That was really early on the horn.
yeah, it sure was. And no time on the brake.
Yeah.
Look at that. He sees it right there. Come on, man. That's just stupid. But this is the great part about Dashcam Lessons is the way that they're a 100% submission site. They have people submit videos. They don't go hunting them out. They have people submit, and then they have them put in those descriptions of their take of what happened. And a lot of times those descriptions are very, very funny and completely different from what you just saw with your own eyes.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I smell trouble in Calgary. Ooh.
That was really smart, getting into that snowbank to slow down.
Yeah. Oh, this is the same guy. 2.2. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
When I entered the intersection, the light turned yellow, and I noticed the vehicle in front of me has his left turn signal on. So I was thinking he was going to turn left. Is that true?
I mean, but that's kind of...
No.
101. You never trust a signal.
Right. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't, especially in that weather, you don't trust other cars. Come on.
The vehicle's attitude will telegraph its intent every time. Never trust that signal.
What a jackass.
Ah, jeez.
Ooh.
See, I think he came in a little hot there, don't you?
Yeah.
When you got one lane completely stopped, you can't just... Oh, man, yeah. That's half your fault. Ooh, Maryland.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. I didn't really see any instance where that would have been a 3-car accident. Did you?
Only if the SUV would have hit him and pushed him into the other car's lane. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they would have hit, one of them could have come over into the other lane.
But he did nothing. He braked. He didn't. Obviously, there was no other traffic. Just lay on the horn. That'll get you out of an accident.
Wow.
You can't convince me that this guy isn't speeding, though.
Right.
Oh. God, I almost missed it. The Jeep was out of the lane. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Instant karma there.
Yep, yep. That's a rarity. Uh-oh. Well, that's one way to go fishing.
I guess. Hold on, that's a lot. Why you don't drive a 4x2 with no weight on the rear tires in Canadian winters? Yeah, I look pretty stupid. I had no idea what to do at the time. The truck I was driving was totaled and my insurance didn't cover it. I lost $7,000 in that crash, and I'm not making a lot of money right now. So if you'd like to help me, go fund me.
Right.
Yeah, sure. What? So you can do it again? That is awesome. I love it.
I don't even know why they make two-wheel drive pickup trucks, to be honest with you.
Anymore? It doesn't make sense. Hey, thanks for showing up, Road Reality. Really appreciate it. Oops. Damn. Whose insurance is... Well, duh. Right?
Yeah, that's failure to control your vehicle right there. That's your fault.
Is it? Yeah. I don't know. I guess. What was the other person doing, though? I don't know if there's... Was there any expectation that that person was going to try to cross over grass to get back on the highway?
I mean, they might find the other guy's fault, but if he would have tagged that SUV further forward, like before the halfway point of the vehicle, then yeah, it would have been the SUV's fault. But that far back on the vehicle, that's probably going to be a failure to maintain control.
Wow. Yeah. If it went, wow. Yeah, that's one that might actually. I probably should go in front of a judge and percentage it out. You know, like a 60-40, one way or the other. Yeah. Jeez. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, as far as the insurance goes, they're going to rely on the police report, and I'm pretty sure that police report says failure to maintain.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Oh, what the hell?
Brilliant.
That driver shouldn't even be driving.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
Aha! There you go.
Yeah, that's not just a cop. That's a DOT cop, too.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Ah, that's a good attitude. I like it.
Oh, I was going to say black eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can hear the anti-lock going there.
Yep.
Is she gonna leave?
Uh-oh. Oh, a 2 for 1.
Keep moving.
Yeah, no kidding. Because people behind you are braking and they're going to do the same shit. Wow.
That's for sure. Nice red light.
Whoa.
2 of them. Oh, that's a cop. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, that van's going to fit right through there, no problem.
Oh! White male with lots of tattoos who rented a U-Haul.
In Miami.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
Nah, yeah. Come on. You saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, there was way too much time to react to that.
Oh, that's a great cam angle there.
Yeah.
I was thinking that we were gonna see. Well, oh crap! What did I just do? I was thinking that we were gonna see a
T-bone or something.
No, like a airplane dash lesson here.
Yeah.
Look at the camera angle. That is useless. You might as well not have the camera.
Yeah.
You don't get the license plate, so you don't get anything out of that. Ugh.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, don't they teach drivers ed anymore? You know not to pull out in between vehicles like that. Smack.
Was that with that car? Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well, folks, that's all we got for today. Thanks for watching.
And that's us too. That's all we got for today. All right, man. Thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, anytime, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure I'm going to reach out to a couple of people, but I'd definitely like to have you on for, I guess, what would it be? Going to try to do this every 2 weeks during the winter. So that I guess that would be the 13th of December. So, yeah, I'll reach out to a couple people, and we'll go from there. Everybody who's, I know it wasn't a huge traffic night tonight, but if you're watching this later, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Don't forget Mark's channel, OnlyFins. It's in the description, and everybody else that you saw tonight, all those channels are in the description. So be sure to check them out and thank them. And I thank you. We appreciate your time.
Yep.
And we will definitely see you on the next one.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by.